I'm like paranoid about this thing. Hey, so have you guys heard about this coronavirus thing? I gotta say, as a chronically ill person, which means I am in the direct line of sight of this thing, it scares the crap out of me. I mean, 64,000 cases, 1,400 deaths. The good news is it's isolated to China, Wuhan district of China right now, 99% of the cases. We do have a few cases that have occurred here in the United States. But here's the thing, right? When you hear about the fatalities and the worst cases with these folks that end up on vents and stuff, they always say, oh, they had a pre-existing condition. They had a chronic condition. Well, guess who else has a chronic condition? Not only do I have a chronic condition, like a lot of you, but I have basically a serious pulmonary chronic condition. So I'm like paranoid about this thing, right? But one thing we got to keep in mind is that the flu kills far more people than coronavirus. It is isolated right now. There's some areas where it's slowing in terms of the progress of the spread of it. And the other thing is it seems like the fatalities and the most serious cases are ones where first world health care is not available. So we're not really going to know in terms of the impact on the CF population, myself included, until we see more cases in first world countries. The bottom line is the H1N1 virus, or the swine flu in 2009, that got such big press and everything, it didn't kill any more people than the regular flu. So just because something has a name doesn't necessarily mean it's more dangerous or whatever, but I am concerned as a CF patient. The one thing I'm optimistic about is a lot of the advice to people is the same as it's always been in terms of trying to control infection. So I try to stay optimistic with it. Even though the coronavirus stuff, I think for someone who's hypochondriac or whatever, that's definitely going to make them paranoid. I, as a CF patient, have to kind of keep level-headed about it. And so I just follow the CDC recommendations, make sure to wash your hands regularly, make sure not to touch your face, not to touch, your eyes or anything. Make sure to stay away from sick people. It's flu season right now. It's probably not best to be in large crowds. Another thing, too, to keep in mind is wearing a mask is not going to prevent you from getting coronavirus or the flu or whatever. Masks are worn by people that are symptomatic to prevent them from infecting others. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. Stay optimistic. We've had a lot of named viruses and even named pandemics before. So this coronavirus thing, it's going to be around for a while. So don't live in fear. Live the life you value. Get out there, do the things you want to do. Be a little cautious because large crowds during flu season, not a good idea. But just keep up and just really squeeze the life out of every day you have.